Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at opening the front line, getting into some back bends, but in a very gentle way. This class is going to be for all levels. It'll be really great for those people who may be a little new to this practice, but also maybe feel like they need to improve their posture, open up through their spine, just create a little more length and opening through their torso, which is something a lot of the time we neglect. One, because of maybe our work, maybe we're sitting at a desk, we're hunched over, and also if we're feeling uncomfortable or stressed, or we feel like we need to protect ourselves, we round over to protect all our internal organs, which is totally normal. It's just an opportunity to open that up and let some of the outside world back in. So we'll start off in a comfortable seat just for a few breaths. Take this time to reconnect. That flow in and out. Now we do want a little bit of control. You want to be able to guide the breath down into the belly. But also maybe you start to extend out the inhale and the exhale. Maybe it's a little longer. Maybe it's a little more fluid. Start to blink open your eyes. Come to your knees, so your hips are directly over your knees. Start to walk your hands out forward. Coming into Anahatasana or puppy pose. Melting heart, lots of different names, but what we're doing is allowing the chest to sink down to the earth while keeping the hips over the knees. We want to create a high point. And then allow the chest to melt down. Opening up through the shoulders. And you can have your fingertips doing the work, or you can have your hands on the ground. Just make sure you're not resting on your elbows. Stay active through the arms. Just stay for one more round of breath. Slowly start to lift back up. We come to our regular tabletop. We move through a few cat-cows. Really emphasize the opening of the chest on a breath in by dropping the belly. Then round over, hands stay really active. Push the upper back away. Hips rise, head rises, opening through that front line. Round over as you breathe out. Do this one more time. And breathe out, round through the spine. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. This is your first movement of the day. As always, you can pedal out the legs. Just make sure you're pushing the earth away. And even here, maybe starting to open up through the chest while still staying strong through the shoulders. Start to find that stillness. When you're ready, begin to heel toe your feet towards the top of the mat. When you get there, land in a ragdoll forward. Chest and head hang heavy. And really slowly start to rise up to standing. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders back. When you come into Urdhva on the breath in, take a little back bend if you want, just keep it small. Then fold over, Uttanasana, breathe out. Bring your hands to your shins, lengthen through your spine. Again, think open through the chest. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Now, even if you would normally take high plank on your knees, I'm going to challenge you, stay up. We're only going to be here for a few breaths, but anytime we're doing any kind of back bending, we want to be really engaged through the core. So just a few more breaths here to fire up through the belly. Think about tucking your tailbone under, having a long straight line, heels through the crown of your head. Just one more breath. Now start to shift forward, drop the knees, lower down slowly, but keep your elbows hugging in. Baby cobra as you breathe in, head to your shoulders lift, keep that engagement through the core. Lower down, breathe out. Again, lift up, squeeze the upper back, push the toes into the earth. Lower down, breathe out. Now we're going to come into an up dog. So keep that same core engagement. Push up, knees come off the ground because your legs are so engaged. Downward facing dog, breathe out. So we're going to work into our flow where our emphasis is going to be bending a little bit through the back but keeping the core on, opening through the front line more than we are cranking into the back. So take a breath out. Right heel starts to rise up, three-legged dog. Bring your knee to your nose, tiger curl, breathe out. Step the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down, crescent lunge with the knee down. Hands up overhead again, we've opened up through the shoulders, so we should feel okay there. Keep tucking the tailbone under, and even with the knee on the ground, you can engage that left glute. Think about taking the top of the hips to the bottom of the ribs. Opening up through those left hip flexors. Take a breath in. Half Hanuman. Breathe out, chest towards toes. Still taking that right sitting bone back. Now this leg doesn't need to be totally straight. It can have a bend, but we're still thinking about taking the bottom of the hamstring, pecs just under the knee, away from the sitting bone. Take one more breath out. Come back to that crescent lunge, but this time squeeze your shoulder blades, open up through your chest. Not here for too long, but keep the core engaged. You'll notice if the breath starts to go. One more in. Half Hanuman for the breath out. Again, that crescent lunge, but now we bring a little back bend into it. Let the hips sink forward. Keep the core on. Keep the breath. One more in. Half Hanuman. Breathe out. Fingertip lunge. Sink the hips down and forward. Here we're still opening up through those hip flexors. Think about keeping a straight line from that left knee through the crown of the head, but letting the hips sink down and forward. Take one more breath. Plant the hands, step back. You can keep the knees on the ground. Lower down through Chaturanga, even if that's just a little bit. Now we're coming into upward facing dog, so push your toes into the earth with the thighs off the ground. Down dog. Breathe out. Straight away, left heel lifts, three-legged dog in. Take the knee to your nose, step it through, drop the back knee down. We come to our regular crescent lunge. Even though that knee's on the ground, we're still turning the hips down and forward to open up through the right hip flexor. Now if you're somebody who does sit a lot and that's why you're doing this class, you may hear those right hip flexors screaming at you. If that's the case, amazing. That's why we're here. Don't shy away from that sensation. Just one more big breath in, keep that right glute engaged. And as you breathe out, half Hanuman, straighten through the left leg, chest towards toes. Again, keep that left sitting bone especially going up and back. Don't round over through the spine. Keep long through the crown of the head. Just 2 more breaths. Opening up through the left hamstring. 1 more out. Good. Rebend that front knee. Open up through the chest, squeezing shoulder blades together. The core on. 1 more in. Half Hanuman. Breathe out. Lift back up. Hands over. A little bit of a back bend. Not here for long. Inhale. Half Hanuman. Now bring the hips forward and let them sink down. Fingertip lunge. Keeping that length. Knee through the crown of the head. 1 more breath in. Step the knee back. Chaturanga. Keep the elbows hugging in. Upward facing dog. Engage through the legs. Push the ground away. Down dog. Breathe out. It will start to flow it through. 1 breath, 1 movement. Right heel rises on the in. Tiger curl. Breathe out. Step it through. Back knee down. Crescent lunge. That straight line first. Half Hanuman. Breathe out. Crescent lunge, but we open through the chest. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Breathe in. Straighten through the right leg. Half Hanuman. As we breathe in, hands rise up. A little bit of a back bend. Keep that core engaged. Straighten through the right leg. Fingertip lunge. Hips sink down and forward. Open up through the collarbone. Chaturanga. Breathe out. Upward facing dog. Pushing the earth away. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Down dog. On the exhale, straight away, left heel rises up. Knee towards the nose as you breathe out. Foot down, knee down, crescent. Keep the belly button going towards the spine. Half Hanuman. Breathe out. Lift back up. Squeeze shoulder blades. Open up through the chest. Breathe in. Half Hanuman. On the exhale. Lift back up. Maybe you take that baby back bend. Keep the core on. Straighten through the left leg. Fingertip lunge. Sink the hips down and forward. Breathe in. And then flow through however you need to move back. Move your way. Up dog in. Down dog. Breathe out. Straight away. Right heel rises up. Knee to nose on the breath out. Step through. Knee down. Crescent on the in. Straighten through that right leg. Chest towards toe. And then rise back up. Squeezing shoulder blades. Cactus arm. Half Hanuman. That baby back bend time. Core stays on. Breathe in. Chest to toe. Fingertip lunge. Breathe in. Through Chaturanga. Keep the elbows hugging in. Up dog. Open through the chest. Push the ground away. Downward facing 1 more time on the left. Rise that heel up. Take it to the nose. Step through, knee down, belly button in. Half Hanuman. On the out. As we rise up, really focus on squeezing shoulder blades. Chest to toes, breathe out. Baby back bend, inhale. Chest to toes, then fingertip lunge. Let the hips sink down and forward. Chaturanga, breathe out. Up dog, push the ground away. Downward facing. Come down to your knees. Child's pose. Keep your knees together if you can. If this is tough for you to breathe, you can bring them out wide. Bring your arms down by your sides, forehead to the earth. Allow your back to round over your leg. Really noticing your belly fill up against your thigh. Slowly start to rise back up. Bring your legs out in front, lay down on your back. Start to bring your feet, sitting bones distance apart, close enough to your heels so you can reach down and brush them. We're coming into bridge. Our first movement is to push down into the heels, lift the hips up. Then your lower back, your upper back. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders underneath. This is going to allow you to push your hips up more. It's also going to take some of the weight, hopefully all of the weight, out of your neck. It's all down through your feet and your shoulders. Now as far as your arms, you can take robot arms. You can grab the edges of your mat, or if you'd like, you can interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your knees hugging in, the hips moving up, the chest opening. Stay for 2 more breaths. And then slowly lower down. Windscreen wipe your knees, side to side. Good, we'll take this one more time. Reset. Heels heavy, big toe mounds heavy, start to push into the ground. When you get to the top, shoulders come underneath. Whatever arm variation you're taking, push your shoulders into the earth to lift the hips up even higher. Knees hugging towards each other. They don't have to be touching, you want them hugging towards the midline. Keep the breath fluid. Take one more round. And slowly lower down, windscreen wipe. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead to your knee. Rock and roll up and down until you come to a sit. Bring your legs out long. We're coming into Paschimottanasana, the passive version. We've done so much back bending. Now we're just going to allow our torso to round over itself. So bring your arms down by your sides, turn off any muscular engagement. All I want you to think is chin towards chest and round over. Sensation will arise wherever it moves. Really slowly start to lift back up, roll down onto your back. Start to bring your hands up overhead and then walk them over to the right side. Keep your hips heavy, walk your feet over to the right side. You can take one ankle, one wrist over the other, but we're just gently lengthening through the left side of the body. sure you're not cranking into the right. This gentle, continuous opening. One more round of breath here, breathing into the left side as it expands. Then back towards center, we move to the other side. Feet and hands to the left, hips stay heavy, creating an anchor point as we open through the right side of the body. Ready, start to move back towards center, hug your knees into your chest, then allow them to fall over to the right side while keeping your shoulders heavy. Allow this twist to come into your thoracic spine. Breathing and releasing into this posture. When you're ready, back through center, move to the other side. Shoulders are heavy, knees are heavy, but don't worry if they don't come all the way to the ground. More round of breath. Slowly back through center. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out wide. You can take your arms up overhead. Supta Baddha Konasana. Stay here as long as you need, but when you're ready, send the legs out long, your arms down by your sides, land in Shavasana, your final resting place. Opened up through the front line, through the heart. Now whatever comes, let it come. Yourself to release into this stillness, into this space, into this subtle calm. continue. Stay as long as feels right, but when you're ready, start to journey towards a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. When you get there, bring your hands to your heart. Take a gentle bow of your head. Acknowledge your practice. As Maharaji left Ram Dass, love everybody, tell the truth. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining us once again. Hopefully you're still finding all the benefit, all the care, all the opening in this practice. We love to hear from you, we love to hear your feedback, we love to see your practice set up, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Namaste.